hope you're doing well. So tonight I was feeling kind of bummed out, and I just wasn't feeling good. I was just, feeling tired, feeling exhausted mentally, and just feeling like depressed. Like things are going okay for me right now. Like I've got tons of work this week coming down the pipe. I've got invoices out that are getting paid. I just got paid today. YouTube channels. This YouTube channel is like on a down slope, but like whatever. My other YouTube channel is growing, so it's like that's kind of neat. So like things are generally going okay. But there's just some days where like the chemicals in my brain don't want to cooperate. And something I've noticed over, I don't know, maybe the last year or two, is that when I'm feeling kind of low and when I'm feeling bummed out, something that has kind of helped get me out of that funk is to just go out and put things into order. And I've talked about this before, but I want to hammer it again because today it was another one of those days where I was just feeling low. And so I just summoned all the energy I could. I got up, and there's a couple problems that were staring me in the face. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go take care of this thing. It's going to take a couple minutes, but this is a problem that needs to get solved. And putting that in order kind of gave me a little bit of progress. You feel accomplished. You did something physical in the world with your hands. And so then I stepped on to the next thing of okay, I haven't washed the clothes in my hockey bag for, a couple weeks now, and they are stank. It's awful. So I went out, got those, brought them back in, noticed the trash was full, took the trash out, came in. I had a couple videos that I haven't edited yet, so they were quick little shorts. So I put those in the computer and ripped them up and then set them scheduled to upload on my other channel. By the way, follow my other channel. It's all about creativity and productivity for creatives. Anyway, I think, before you know it, after an hour or two, I had done 5-6 things on my long to-do list, and I was and it's that. It definitely woke me up out of that funk. And that's not something that's gonna work for everybody. That's not always gonna be a solution. Especially if you're really kind of down in the dumps, you really got the depression, you really have the anxiety. That's definitely not a fix for anything, but it is something that maybe you can try and see if it doesn't help, because it definitely has long-term implications, as well as that short-term progress of I did some things today. It wasn't a lot, it wasn't as much as I wanted to do, but I did get some things done. And you can kind of rest your head on that and feel a little accomplished. And I think there's that old Newton's law, that old Newton. He talks about an object at rest remains in rest, an object in motion goes in motion until a force acts upon it. And often the force for a lot of us is depression. But I think if you can just get that ball rolling, it'll carry you a little further than you think it will. And seeing, removing the frictions in your life, the things that are kind of sticking and getting in the way, and doing that housekeeping of things that are, not necessarily bringing you down, but I don't really know what to. There's just there's just little things that nag at you, that just kind of beep in the background. The trash is full, and it's kind of just beeping at you, and you're okay, take the trash out. And then for the next couple of days, that alarm is off. And I think when you're in that low state, those beeps seem a lot louder than they really are. And so finding the low-hanging fruits and picking off some of those to just get some of those alarms off, I think quiets the world around you and lets you kind of focus and get back into it and get back to whatever it is that kind of sparks joy in your life. Either that's being productive and getting things done in your work life, in your freelance life, in your solopreneur life, or in your hobbies, your endeavors. Somebody posted a comment on my other video the other day about learning math, and it's you can't do fractions if the fucking garbage is full. So it's like having the environment in order, I think, plays a bigger role in keeping our mental health more than I think we acknowledge and we think. You know, um, having plants in the apartment is nice. You know, I just get snake plants because they like are basically impossible to kill. Pothoses are also good. Funny story: the first time when I lived in my old apartment by myself, it was the first time I ever lived alone, and I was like, I should get some plants because whatever. And I went to I think it was Home Depot, and I had got a list off the internet of like types of plants, and I was like talking to this old lady. I was like, "Do you guys have any pothos?" And she was like, "Oh dear." They're called pothos, and yes, we have some. And so that was my first plant, and I had it for like 3-4 years. And for some reason, when we moved here, it just like did not like the new apartment, and it kind of just died. And I was like, well, it served its role. It did what it was meant to do. You know, it was the plant that I had at my apartment, and then from that grandfather plant, I bought a lot of other plants, and now we probably have 20 or 30 plants in our apartment, and it's like it feels better having those around. Which that reminds me, I don't think we have any plants in this room. I think I need to get a big plant and put it in here. I think that might be nice. Maybe I'll put it over on this desk somewhere. But just putting things in order, you know, and it can start small. Like, I know there's some days where like you're not gonna want to get out of bed, like you're just having a hard time, and you could just start with simple things. You could just go through your phone and delete, you know, screenshots if you've got, you know, screenshots that aren't important anymore. You can go through and remove contacts from people you haven't talked to in years. You can go through your social media feeds and just unfollow the people that, you know, don't spark joy, don't provide value to you in any real way. And you know, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of things I've been watching on Instagram lately, and maybe I'm kind of leaning more in towards it, about how to kind of monitor your social media diet, and how like things, you know, there's like a lot of especially for men, so this is kind of geared towards men, which apparently according to the YouTube algorithm is most of my viewers anyway. But it's like there's a lot of content out there of like scantily clad women, and it's like that's not doing you many favors. Like, if you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, like, I don't know, there's psychology behind it that's like, that's kind of damaging. And so like going through and unfollowing that stuff, and it's, you know, it's interesting because it's being a photographer. Like, I've had a lot of friends who I either met through photography, like they're models, and that, you know, they have leaned into doing sex work stuff, which I'm not going to judge them, but it's like seeing that stuff come up, you know, that there's something in the lizard brain that it doesn't, you know, it messes you up. And then also the side of like, if I'm on my phone, you know, waiting at a job or something, waiting for a job to start, waiting for an event to start, I don't want people to see that on my phone and then think I'm just some guy that's like looking at scantily clad women on the internet, which I know it's like a really conservative bullshit thing to say, but like, I live in Nebraska, so like there are a lot of those types of people here in town, and like they will judge you and fuck them every which way, but like it's a reality, and this is my business. So you know, the better thing is to just not look at social media while I'm on jobs, but fuck you, because I get bored on jobs when I show up to events early and they don't start till like 30-40 minutes after they'd said it was gonna start. So I'll go look at my phone. And then I think also just for me, this isn't going to be true for everybody, but for me, talking to a camera helps. And it might just be the act of talking. And so, like, I always tell people they should start a YouTube channel because it's kind of just fun. I have a lot of fun doing it, and it's exciting to me, and it's fun, and it's challenging. It's really challenging. And so if you don't like beating your head against the wall for years, maybe don't do it. But it's a fun thing to do, and talking to the camera, doing these ASMR vlog things, it's really helped unspaghetti my brain a little bit. So, you know, that's something that I'm really thankful for. I'm grateful that like I found this, and that could be another thing you try is just talking to the internet void, or you know, a pet, a dog. I got my dog down here, or a plant. Go get yourself a plant and talk to that plant. You know, try those things. See if they don't help you dig your way out of, you know, kind of that mental funk, and let me know how it goes for you. I think that's kind of all I got today. I'm kind of making a shorter one. So, I hope you're doing well, and if not, well, I hope that turns around for you real soon. And yeah, put some things in order. See if that doesn't turn your day around. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.